of the most widely grown and used spices in the world for many centuries. It's believed to have originated in ancient Egypt. The Greeks used mustard as a medicine and a spice. The Romans emulated the Greeks, using it as both food and medicine as well, describing it as a cure for anything from hysteria to snakebite to bubonic plague. The Romans brought mustard to the northern France, where it was eventually cultivated by monks. By the 9th century, monasteries were producing considerable amounts of income from mustard sales. The origin of the word mustard is believed to have come from the word musto, or grape, mus, a young unfermented wine which was mixed with ground mustard seed by the French monks. Prepared mustard as we know it began in Dijon, France in the 13th century, encouraged by the mustard-loving Pope John the 22nd of Avignon, who created the position of the Grand Mustard Maker to the Pope for his idle nephew who lived near Dijon. In the early 19th century, the British became the world's first mustard millers, milling the heart of the mustard seed to a fine powder, and they established mustard as an industrial food ingredient. The yellow mustard, as we know it today, was introduced in Rochester, New York in 1904, where its pairings with American hot dog gave rise to its popularity. Today, this ancient seed is considered an essential ingredient in thousands of products and is being increasingly used for many unique properties. Hi, my name is Doretha and I work for the Live Oak Public Library. Today we're going to be doing a recipe for the April Spice of the Month, which is dried mustard. The recipe we'll be making is deviled eggs with relish. The recipe for today was taken from a book that you can check out here at the library. It's called Deviled Eggs by Debbie Moose. The ingredients you need are 6 boiled eggs, 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 3 tablespoons of sweet pickle relish, 1/2 teaspoon of dried mustard, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper, and paprika for garnish. So I went ahead and boiled my eggs ahead of time to make it a little easier, and in boiling the eggs, you cover them with water, you bring them to a boil, to a rolling boil. Take the pot off of the heat and let them sit covered for 10 minutes. Then you dump the water and put it in cold water and start peeling the eggs. This should make the eggs peel easily. It doesn't always work that way. I had some issues with mine today, but managed to salvage enough to make the recipe. So in a medium bowl, we're going to mix together the mayonnaise, the pickle relish, and the salt and pepper. And I'll go ahead and just mash the eggs with a fork. Before I do that, they don't have to be totally smooth, just break them up somewhat. So after the eggs are boiled, you peel them while they're still warm, and then you cut them in half and take the yolks out. So the yolks are separated from the whites, and that's what I'm mixing up here. So to this, we're going to add the 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, and then 1/8 teaspoon of salt, which there is no measurement for the 1/8, so you just fill the 1/4 teaspoon halfway. Or if you do like I do at home, you just pour some in and taste it. Just enough to we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of dried mustard, and then 3 tablespoons of pickle relish, which is sweet. You can use dill if you wanted. Some people don't really care about the sweet relish, but that's what I prefer. I think I got that spoonful quite filled to the top. There we go. All right. So just take your fork and mix the egg yolks together. If you felt like it was too dry, you could add a little more mayonnaise to the mixture. All right. So then we take the egg whites that we separated and we just spoon the egg mixture into that. The mixture. Now, as I said earlier, I had a little issue with my egg whites not wanting to be firm, and they tore apart because I don't know if the eggs were too fresh or what the issue was, but anyway, I managed to salvage enough to make enough for the demo for you to see how this is done. So you just lay them on the plate. You see where this edge is ragged, but really once you fill them, you don't really notice too much. You can also put, if you really want to get fancy, put these this mixture into a Ziploc bag and cut the corner and pipe it into the egg, which makes it a little prettier. Okay, and so right before serving, you garnish the top of the eggs with paprika. Just enough to give a little extra color. And this is your final product. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, watch out for more from the Suwannee River Regional Library in the future.